Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel where I will be talking all things bowling. You might be asking yourself, who is this guy? Who am I? Well, my journey through bowling actually was chronicled in the March 2026 issue of Bowlers Journal International. I want to give a special thanks to Jason Thomas for doing a feature article on me. So just to be clear, I'm not this guy. I'm this guy. Although, if you know me, you've probably never seen me this excited on the lanes. A little peek behind the curtains. This was actually a staged photo shoot, and so there's a little acting going on. If you've never seen me bowl, this is me shooting 300 at a PBA regional. I'm a one-handed right-hander, now in his 50s, with a medium speed, 17-mile-an-hour launch speed, and medium rev rate, 400 to 425 rev rate on Specto. I won't bore you with my story, my whole story, as you can read about it in that Bullish Journal article. But the short version is that from the time I was 11 years old, watching the PBA tour on ABC Sports, I wanted to be a professional bowler. Most of my life decisions were in service of that dream. I was fortunate enough to have the support of family and friends to back me to ultimately bowl full-time on the PBA National Tour for 5 years, from 1996 to 2001. Well, it didn't result in the success that I had hoped for. And at the time, it was very frustrating. And there were days I just didn't appreciate the struggle of what I was going through. Now I look back fondly on those times and all the experiences I had. I wouldn't change them for anything. Meeting people like my all-time idols of Mike Albee, Norm Duke, Pete Weber, Chris Barnes, Ryan Schaefer, Jason Couch, traveling with Billy Myers and Mike Miller, and having that big RV and fifth wheel brigade that we seemed to have during that time, where we traveled stop to stop together. And guys like Randall Peterson, Walter Ray, Steve Jaros, Wayne Webb, Tim Chris, and their families all having, fifth wheels and RVs. It was really a fun experience going from stop to stop. Unfortunately, when the tour ended, I kind of lost my passion for bowling. In some ways, it was the 5 stages of grief for the death of my dream. We had little kids, so little league games, dance recitals were my focus. So I ultimately quit bowling. I never thought I would ever bowl again. But even though we never took our kids bowling, my son took up the game after he graduated high school. Of course, he started throwing it two-handed, and he got good really fast. So good that he actually made the UC Davis bowling team as a freshman. A year later, I was coaching the team. And then a year later, after that, I had rejoined the PBA and started bowling PBA 50 regional tournaments. That has led me to this channel. I've always wanted to grow the sport and see it thrive because it's been such an important part of my life. And if any of you know me, I really enjoy the challenge of problem solving, and that's really what bowling presents. And it's helpful for me in my problem solving process to verbalize my thoughts. So I figured if I was going to spew all the stuff out of my brain, maybe someone out there would find it interesting, educational, or even entertaining. And I'm going to use this channel to put out the information about bowling to the public. I will discuss things going on in the bowling world, and I'm sure there will be random pop culture references and digressions along the way. I will put out recaps from tournaments I bowl, primarily the PBA 50 West and Northwest region. And as a RotoGrip staffer, I will do ball review videos. I'll provide my thoughts on bowling ball layouts, lane play, tournament strategy, some physical game tips, and ideas on the mental game. Probably more things that you shouldn't do because I have more experience with that. I may even have a few guests on to help share their knowledge and experience. One of whom will probably be my brother, Lindsay, who owns 2 off-the-sheet pro shops in the Bay Area. Lindsay's real career has been in TV and film, so you can check out his YouTube channel, which has a lot of vintage videos from the early days when he was bowling on the San Jose State bowling team or when he began coaching the San Jose State team. As well as you'll find some PBA Western Region tournaments from back in the day and some local Bay Area tournaments. Like most regional players, I have a real Monday through Friday job, so I don't know how often I'll be dropping new videos, but I'll do my best to keep it frequent enough so the channel doesn't get stale. I'm by no means a YouTube expert, and really I'm not entirely sure how this works. But please subscribe if you want to get notifications when new videos drop. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and remember, bowl up a storm.